Hello everyone, my name is Mariana Peixoto. Today we present a paper, Privacy Requirements Engineering in Agile Software Development, a specification method. As I said before, my name is Mariana Peixoto. I'm a PhD student at Federal University of Pernambuco since 2016. I took courses involving software engineering, advanced requirement engineering, and research methodologies. My supervisor is Carla Silva. Professor João Araújo from Nova University of Lisbon visited us, and since then we have maintained collaboration. I had the opportunity to do a 6-month sandwich PhD at BTH in Sweden. My supervisor there was Professor Tony Gorszak. I also had the opportunity to collaborate with Professor Daniel Mendes and Davide Fucci. The outline of presentation. First, I will show a brief introduction. After that, the research method, the PhD proposed solution, the threats to validity, related work, finally, the PhD progress. Data handle in software application reveal large amount of personal information. Actually, privacy has become a top concern in software engineering. Due to consumer concerns, it means that people are starting to worry about privacy of their personal data, or due to laws like GDPR in Europe or LGPD in Brazil. In this situation, the software engineering community has been noticing the need to consider privacy concerns from the beginning of the software development process, since the requirement engineering. However, there is a limited awareness of the importance of privacy requirements. For example, people are not aware of how privacy can be used to mitigate the damage caused by a potential security violation. On the other hand, we see the increasing adoption of Agile Software Development, ASD, even in large scale software development, because of its advantages, for example, short interactions and active stakeholders, because the flexibility to deal with requirement changes and minimal documentation. However, in Agile, requirement engineer is a recent topic and is not completely explored and understood. And non-functional requirements are usually neglected or receive a weak treatment. People just think about NFR in the end of software development, like a plus. In addition, studies have shown that software developers still don't know how to deal with privacy. Developers are, by the companies, discouraged from making privacy a priority. They don't have sufficient knowledge about how to develop a privacy-sensitive system, and they use the vocabulary of data security to deal with privacy challenges. Privacy is described, for example, to make sure that other users, hackers, will not access the client's data. But it's important to make it clear that privacy differs from security. Privacy is an old concept. Actually, privacy is a human right. In the beginning, with US guise of laws, privacy was the right to be let alone, or privacy was the claim of when, how, and to what extent information about them is communicated to others. Security is about prevention of harm caused by the action of attackers. It means that privacy can be happened by people from inside the system and security from people outside the system. Motivated by this situation, we conduct a PhD research to provide a requirement specification method called Privacy Criteria Method, or PCM, to guide developers to deal with privacy issues in the context of Agile software development. We follow 3 research questions. how requirements engineering approaches address privacy specification, how agile developers address privacy in their daily work, and how to specify privacy requirements in agile software development. For the method, we follow the 4 phases for conducting studies proposed by GLASS. Informational is concerned with gathering information via reflection. Analytical is concerned with analyzing and exploring a proposition. And propositional is concerned with proposing or formulating a hypothesis, method, model, theory, or solution. Evaluative is concerned with evaluating a proposition by experimentation, controlled, or observation uncontrolled, such as case study. As we show in Figure 2, we started studying privacy and requirement engineering in a systematic mapping about privacy and security to understand the difference between them and in bibliographical sources. As a result, we observe gaps and problems. For example, the need of requirement engineers method to help agile developers to deal with privacy. After that, we did an SLR to understand privacy, to get familiar with privacy. At the same time, we went to the industry to understand in practice how developers deal with privacy. In 2 studies, survey and interviews, to observe if the agile privacy problem really exists and to confirm the problem. After that, we consolidated the results found in previous studies and developed the PCM. Finally, we focus on the evaluation through empirical studies and illustrative scenario. In the next slides, I will explain the research phases in more detail. In informational phase, we performed an SLR to collect an overview of how privacy concepts and their relationships are addressed by modeling languages. We decided to focus the SLR on modeling languages because, to the best of our knowledge, no requirement specification technique is specific to the privacy domain. In addition, the requirement engineer research attests that privacy requirements can be specified through modeling languages. As a result of the SLR, we found an overview of the language that supports privacy concepts. We presented 24 languages used to model privacy concepts and a catalog of main privacy concepts, exactly 59 concepts. We based the descriptions of the catalog on the definitions presented in the SLR selected papers. In Table 1, we present a clipping of the catalog that contains each concept and its description. For example, risk concept, the definition is: this occurs when there is a vulnerability exploit in the system. In addition, we provide more details about the context and benefit of the usage in each specialization of privacy mechanism. For example, the mechanism type confidentiality, the definition is: it implies the protection of the information. The context is: guarantee that private information will not be disclosed to unauthorized parties. The usage benefit is: for legal purpose, ensure the security of personal data. In analytical phase, we performed 4 exploratory studies. First one, a survey with privacy experts to validate the concepts found in the SLR. As a result, we provide a privacy conceptual model. The second study was analysis of standard ISO, a regulation GDPR, guidelines OECD, and other bibliographical sources related to privacy concepts. As a result, we provide a framework of privacy specification capabilities. Third and fourth studies interview and survey about understanding of privacy by agile developers. The first study was about the survey with 8 privacy experts to validate the concepts found in the SLR and thus create a conceptual model. We put the concepts on a 5-point Likert scale. As a result of the survey, we were able to withdraw some concepts. As an example of openness, opportunity, weakness, we withdraw concepts with medians less than 3. And here we present in figure 3 this privacy conceptual model. We can see how these concepts relate to each other. Let me explain. In the model, an owner has associations with third party and processor. The owner has 0 or more personal information. This personal information can be specialized in private, public, or semi-public. Personal information has 0 or more associations with collected, disclosure, use, retention, and privacy mechanisms. Privacy mechanisms can be specialized in many concepts like authentication, agreement, assurance. Privacy mechanism has association with risk scenario that involves vulnerability, harm, and threats. And privacy mechanism has association with context, trust, and constraint that involves privacy preference and compliance. The second study was about analysis of the SLR, a standard, a regulation, guidelines, and other bibliographical sources related to privacy concepts. As a result, we developed the framework of privacy specification capabilities. C1 specify the purpose of text context, the context of the requirement. C2 specify different types of actors that can be owner of the information, controller, or third party. C3 specify relationship between actors, that the relationship of the owner of the information, the controller, or third party. C4 specify trust relationship, the trust relationship between actors. C5 specify different types of personal information that can be private, public, or semi-public. C6 specify privacy mechanism like authentication. C7 specify privacy constraint that can be according to a privacy preference of the personal information owner, or privacy compliance policy of the company, or according to a law. C8 specify privacy risk focuses on the effect of uncertainty on privacy. C9 specify privacy threat on the information. C10 specify privacy harm, the real problem to the user. C11 specify privacy vulnerability of the system. C12 specify risk scenario, the ability to connect risk, threat, harm, and vulnerability. For example, a risk scenario occurs because a threat causing a harm by exploiting a vulnerability. It's important to note that we did a study to model a scenario that needed privacy with some modeling language like ISTAR, Security Tropos, and NFR. And we saw that they didn't support our capabilities here. In third study, we did interviews about the understanding of privacy by 13 agile developers. We performed a ground theory GT in light of personal, behavioral, and environmental factors of SCT. For the data collection, we apply interviews based on Hadar and colleagues' study. As a result, we found factors affecting how agile software developers make decisions in relation to privacy of software users' data. We found 9 personal factors, 5 behavioral factors, and 7 environmental factors. We interviewed 13 participants with different roles: CEO, developer, software engineer, and with different years of experience between 2 and 20, from 6 companies with different size, from very small up to 10 employees to very large up to 1,000 employees, and different domains like marketing, software factor, security, and others. To exemplify the 3 factors, I'll show the result of the first factor. We show here in figures 5 the personal factors influencing developers' interpretation and perception of privacy. In the rectangles, we show 9 categories as personal factors. These categories can affect positively or negatively how developers perceive and interpret privacy requirements. As positive factor, we have, for example, empirical knowledge about informational privacy. As negative factor, we have, for example, confusion between security and privacy concepts. The errors between categories represent that they can influence each other. For example, empirical knowledge about informational privacy influences and is influenced by experience in allowing the user to control their data. We also found some secondary factors who represented with an error to a category, which can influence positively or negatively. For example, privacy concepts comes from practice can influence positively empirical knowledge about informational privacy. The listed study was also about understanding of privacy by agile developers. However, the idea here is to perform a web-based survey to get more information. We have collected 82 answers, and we are still running the survey because we intend to collect more and more answers. In the propositional phase, we are developing the privacy criteria method, PCM, and its tool. I'll talk about PCM later in this presentation. We are evaluating PCM through 3 different ways. First, we did a control experiment with 34 master students. We analyzed the quantity and quality of PCM specification in comparison to user store and acceptance criteria specification. During the experiment, we present the same scenario for group 1 using PCM, user store and acceptance criteria, and group 2 using user store and acceptance criteria, and ask them to complete the specification of a privacy sensitive system. The scenario was about a virtual movie store system that needs to collect personal information of users. Results have shown that PCM produces good quality specifications, and using PCM helps the participants to focus more on privacy requirements specification. We also evaluate showing one illustrative scenario of a healthcare system, and we are evaluating through a case study with agile experts. We are following 5 steps: pre-questions about their understanding of privacy, a seminar of privacy requirements and PCM approach, task with PCM and PCM2, pause questions, and in the end, open discussion. The time spent is 3 hours more or less, and we have already visited 4 companies. PCM aims help developers who use agile method in considering privacy from the Early stages of software development. We create PCM based on the privacy capabilities frameworks and in light of common practice of the industry, that is, textual documentation. We also develop a tool to help PCM specification. You should keep in mind that PCM is a complementary method of the common one used in the company. For example, user stories or acceptance criteria. We start the process with the specification of the requirement. If this requirement involves collect, use, retention, or disclosure of personal data information, if it does, we should start the specification with PCM. If it doesn't, we finished. The PCM process starts with the specification of basic description. After that, the specification of the actors, specification of trust relationship of these actors, specification of personal information that can be private, public, or semi-public, specification of text context of the requirement, specification of privacy constraint that can be according to our law, according to our user preference, a specification of a privacy risk scenario that involves threat, harm, and vulnerability, and specification of privacy mechanism to mitigate this privacy risk scenario or meet the privacy constraint. For example, the specification process starts with the common specification of the company, for example, user store, that is user store 01. As the product owner, I want to record individual customers' habits so that the system can be able to present personalized recommendations for consumptions or give discounts. Here in this slide, we have the output of PCM specification. Let me explain in more detail. Here we have the basic description with ID PC01 with a privacy requirement associated, user store 01, and the description, record customer habits to present personalized recommendations. After that, you should consider the specification of the lawful base according to GDPR, that can be consent, contract, legal obligation, vital interest in public test, and others. After that, we should consider the specification of the steps of the PCM with actors, the owner of personal information, processor, or third party. Here we have the owner, user, and the processor, the system. After that, you should consider the specification of the step 2, that is the trust relationship. Here you have the relationship about the user and the system. In step 3, you should consider the specification of personal information that can be private, public, or semi-public. Here we have just semi-public information, username, buying habits. After that, you should consider the specification of step 4, the text context. Here we have to present personalized recommendations for consumptions or give discounts. And how long? The retention time. Here, for example, we have for 2 years. Step 5, specification of the constraint that can be according to a privacy preference and a privacy compliance. We have these two. Privacy preference, the request must be performed every time data is collected, and personal data may not be collected without request. After that, we should consider the specification of risk scenario that involves a vulnerability, a system weakness. In this case, external attackers access the data, exploited by a threat, an incident. Here is identification of the owner of personal information, and cause harm, that here is embarrassment. Harm is a result of a privacy violation. Here we should specify the privacy mechanism. For mitigate the privacy risk scenario, omit the constraint. Here we have pseudonymity and consent. This is the first page of PCM2. We have what is this, documentation, the catalog of privacy concepts, case study with example, and a privacy policy. We should create an account to use the PCM. It's important to make clear that we consider threats to validity in all studies and also in the SLR. Here we will concentrate on talking about threats to validity in relation to the case study. We consider construct validity by ensuring the names of participants and companies would not be disclosed. Besides that, before the interviews, we present clarification of the research reasons. To mitigate internal validity, we compose the sample of participants with different roles, years of experience, and from companies of different size and domains. In relation to external validity, we can't assure that the presented results can be generalized because we did the case study with few participants. To mitigate the reliability, we can say that we follow a clear method and we conduct rounds and rounds of discussion among the researchers before the case study, 5 months of planning. In addition, more than one researcher conduct the case study and the data analysis. Related work. A number of requirement engineer approaches have been proposed to deal with privacy issues. Modeling language like I-STAR, Security Topos, NFR, use cases, BPMN for privacy. Also, GARI provides an ontology for privacy requirements as means to conceptualize privacy requirements in the social context. We can see approaches to specify requirements focusing on privacy. For example, GADME, a 6-step approach that supports compliance of requirements according to GDPR, but no research dealing with specification requirements and in agile software development. Progress. I'm in final year. Can say that informational phase is finished. In analytical phase, first, second, and third study are finished. The survey with agile developers is in progress. PCM is in progress. We finished the control experiment and the illustrative scenarios. And the case study with agile experts is in progress. And we have already visited 4 companies. Our publications so far are in conference. In publication 4, we won the second best paper. Publications 8 and 9 are for journals publications, and we are developing them. We plan to write a paper for the security and the survey and one for the case study. And finally, we conduct 2 tutorials in conference last year. Thank you, and please contact me if you have any question.